Hello and welcome back to the Monday Night Spurs Show. It is episode 15. Tonight we've got Gary join me once again. How are you doing, Gaz?
Yeah, all good, mate. Glad to be back. Anyway, it's been a while.
It has been a while. With a lot of pressure on us tonight. It feels like there's a lot to talk about. I mean, we could have done an episode last week, but all we'd been doing was speculating about transfer windows and talking about COVID. It wouldn't have been that much fun doing a show last week. But tonight should be a good one after a thrilling game at White Hart Lane yesterday. What did you make of the game initially? How are you feeling?
Yeah, well, one thing that got me, obviously, starting from the top, obviously, the team news. First things first, I mean, the question marks were whether was the game going ahead because of the fact that games were getting called off at the last minute in some fixtures. So, but there's no talk about the game being postponed, so it was good to get that. But yeah, I mean, you've got to start an 11 there as well. Looking at that, I mean, I looked at that and I said, well, where's Højbjerg? Where's Skip? Where's Reguilon? Where's Lucas Moura? But then again, I think under Conte, I had a bit more faith. I feel like if this team can at least put in a shift, we're up against a high-flying Liverpool team. If they can at least put in a shift, then I think we'll get something from the game. And they did. Even players like Winks, Dele, all done really well yesterday. It was good to see. I think Sessegnon was brilliant. And obviously, Kane scoring as well as a bonus. So, but yeah, I think overall it was a good game. An exciting one as well. Had everything.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that lineup, I mean, if we played this lineup against Moura, I'd be nervous, But to go play this 11 against Liverpool and, the way they press and the form Salah's in right now, as soon as I saw the lineup, I was just like, I wanted to go home already. I was regretting being on the ground. But Van Dijk being out probably helped us probably went in our favour a little bit. But saying that, I mean, I've had COVID, and once you've had it, you don't necessarily recover straight away. So I feel like Son was one of them players that was probably still affected from COVID, based on the performance yesterday. But for all of them players to put on the shirt and to put in that type of performance yesterday, despite some of them having COVID or just recovering from it, I mean, fair play to all of them, even the guys that come off the bench and put a real shift in. We've got a first comment. Ads is it? Ads is in the chat. I had a pint of Ads yesterday, so I'm sure Ads is having a good jolly up. Let's start with the first half then. I mean, before we actually get into the game, I think one thing we should talk about is the media. The media are going crazy, aren't they, about the Harry Kane should have got a red card and shouldn't have got a red card. What have you made of all that right now? I mean, I was chatting to my dad earlier, and I think the main problem is the media is all Liverpool. Carragher, Souness, and McManaman, Michael Owen, and they're everywhere. Stephen Warnock. So what have you made of it?
Yeah, he's involved now. Yeah. I think I've seen Robbie Fowler pop up a few times as well. But it is just all Liverpool. I think, going to them red cards, it's a strange one, really, because I'm not defending Harry Kane by any means, because I think any other ref and any other VAR ref would have looked at that and said, you know what, that could be a red card. So in my opinion, I think Kane was quite lucky. But I think they might have had an idea that this was going to be quite an exciting game, so they thought, "Now leave him on. We want some action-packed fixtures." I could be wrong, but it might have just been one of them ones. But yeah, I look at Robertson's one. See, with me, Robertson looks like he's just shown a bit more aggression there, and he's just gone straight in at Emerson. At least with Kane, I think he's tried going for the ball. Obviously, he sort of mistimed it and caught Robertson. But the thing is, I think the fans and the players played their part in getting Robertson sent off. There was a bit of a hustle and tussle between them, and obviously the fans all stepping up as well, trying to force the ref to get him sent off and that. But with the Kane challenge, there wasn't much protest from the Liverpool players. Robertson might have said, like, hey, come on, ref, like, do something. Not many of them stepped in, so it's a strange one. I think maybe if the Liverpool players said their part, and obviously Klopp as well, he doesn't.
He
loves a tussle, doesn't he? See a game like that yesterday. I was hoping to see Conte and Klopp at it. It would have been brilliant. Absolute drama on the touchline, big time.
For me, I was at the game yesterday. When I saw the Harry Kane tackle, I thought it was a perfect tackle. When the ref blew for a free kick, I couldn't believe it. And then once I've seen the replay back, it is a naughty tackle. I have to admit, it's a naughty. If I saw like Aubameyang or Lacazette slide in like that, I think a lot of people have said Xhaka. If Xhaka makes that tackle, it's a red card. So,
even like Højbjerg.
Yeah, so I do understand there might be some bias, but I do understand like Kane was going for the ball, and like you said, the context of the game, it may have been a bit too early on. For me, there was a lot of yellow cards. I think the referee had quite a poor game, but I didn't really feel like it was a dirty game. I thought it was just a good game of football. I didn't really feel like it was dirty until the Robertson incident. What do you think?
Yeah, it was definitely a good game. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it had everything. Like I said, it had like goals, red cards, tackles flying in, and everything. But like, I mean, even players like Winks was flying in. But no, it was just an exciting game all round. I think the ref, because it was such a high tempoed match, I think the ref just couldn't really keep up with it. So maybe the bookings were there just to slow the game down a bit. But I'll tell you what, I wish I'd done a bet now because you just get a couple of players to get booked. Yeah, would have enough made some money out of that. That was a game crying out for like bookings and backing some players to get yellow cards. But it was. I mean, like you say, it wasn't a dirty match as per se. I think tackles are just flying in and people just getting on with it, and that's what we want to see. The way these matches have been postponed lately. I feel like not just us Spurs fans, but football fans. I just feel like we just needed a decent game to watch. Christmas coming up, and the last thing you want is a possible suspension from the Premier League. Would they? Question is now, would they suspend the Premier League for like a couple of weeks just to get the COVID cases under control, or will it just carry on as normal? Would they say to the teams now, you've got to have a minimum 13 players in your squads in order to play the match? Or another thing, Tel, would they hand out forfeits?
Yeah, I mean, we'll come on to the Conference League chat in a bit, but I think that's been a part of the debate lately with if they have like a 2-week window where they cancel football and then the cases come back again. Are they gonna have another break? They just can't. Football can't work like that. You can't keep having breaks. And I mean, the season needs to be wrapped up by May, and we can't have another year where it goes into June again. And like we said, we've seen it with Harry Kane, like how run down he is because he had the Euros straight after the season last season. And I mean, this year or next year, sorry, he's going to have the World Cup in December. It's going to be a real mess of a year next year. So, I mean, delaying the season, it's not going to be good for anyone. So,
no, I think one thing they need to do is just scrap the internationals. No internationals until the World Cup. Yeah, because I think that plays a major factor as well. Players have got to go to red list countries, quarantine, and that's just not on really. I think they just need to scrap all the international fixtures, but obviously, and save them just for the World Cup because it does play a massive part in terms of players getting tired and injured, COVID cases, and we don't need it. As football fans, we just don't need it. I just think if they're friendlies as well, especially because that's what got people going as well. Having friendlies during the middle of a pandemic, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I think we almost shoot ourselves in the foot because we know how we've got like Lloris. Is Lloris? Yeah, Lloris is the French captain, and we've got Harry Kane, the England captain, and these players, they're going to play almost every game for their countries, and we ain't really got a choice. And Romero's the top centre back for Argentina these days. So a lot of these players that when they are going to play for their country, they're playing. A lot of them aren't going to sit on the bench. Like Heung-min Son, another one. Heung-min Son's going to play every game for South Korea. So it almost does shoot us in the foot. Talking about one more thing on COVID, who wasn't in the lineup? Galini was missing. Brian Hill still missing. He's been missing for a while now. Must be about a month.
Yeah.
Højbjerg was the key one, but Galini and Hill, not really much we can say because they haven't really featured that much. But what did you make of it yesterday without Højbjerg? Wasn't a big a miss as everyone initially thought.
No, I think obviously it took us a bit by surprise, Højbjerg, because he played every league match since he joined us, and obviously yesterday was the first. So, but he's a player who automatically gets into this starting 11, in my opinion. But I think we played pretty well without him. I'll be honest with you. I think Winks took up that role with Højbjerg, and I think he done it. He took it quite well. I think Højbjerg wasn't really much of a miss. So I think having not to rely on Højbjerg as often is good. Obviously, I mean, I love Højbjerg, puts in 110% shift, does what he has to do, and that. But yeah, I think if you can start relying on your fringe players now to step up, then yeah, we'll have a good squad.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to not just rely on one player, rely on other players get to step in as well, and give the manager a selection headache. I think that's what he wants. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, no, you've summed it up brilliantly. I'm about to come on to the Deadwood. But before we talk about the Deadwood, I think we're saying that it wasn't a dirty game. But if Højbjerg did play, I mean, he would have been another one guaranteed yellow card.
Oh God, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I said yesterday, this is a sort of game Romero would have loved as well.
Yeah, Romero. Oh. I mean, that's what a lot of people have been saying. Oh, Liverpool didn't have Van Dijk, but we didn't have Romero. Our back three yesterday's a joke. Like, it's disgusting, that back three. Like, no Spurs fan wants to see that, but they put in a shift. I mean,
yeah,
we all have our debates in the WhatsApp. We have the Rodent debate and Dyer and Sanchez, but I think Dyer's been brilliant under and Conte and Ben Davis.
Yeah, Davis especially. Sanchez has done well, I think, as well. I feel like some of the players, it's still not quite right. I mean, I think with Dele, he's still got work to do, even though he played well yesterday. I think the same with Winks. I think he's still got a bit of work to do. But again, another good game. I mean, one player, I think probably the worst. Well, it's a tough one. I mean, the question is, who was our worst player yesterday? I'd personally say it was probably Ndombele, but at the same time, he got the assist. So does it make him the worst player?
For me, it was Ndombele as well. It's just really, just such a frustrating player to watch. Really frustrating player to watch.
But the thing is, he does that one thing, gets the assist, and he doesn't do much else after, to be honest.
The thing that annoyed me with Ndombele yesterday is when he got substituted, the slowest walk off the pitch. He was taking his gloves off while walking off the pitch. When we needed a goal, we wanted to win the game, but he don't have that mentality as the rest of the fan base. It's just all about him, which it gets really frustrating. But let's talk about the Deadwood. Let's start with Dele Alli. I mean, I think everyone was more angry about Dele Alli starting than Harry Winks, but Dele Alli put in a shift. He not created chances, but he got in the box. He looked a lot more of an attacking threat. It was more of a Son, Kane, and Dele yesterday than just Son up top. So there was a lot more forward runs, a lot more positive runs from Dele yesterday. What did you make of his performance in general, Dele?
Yeah, well, he definitely stepped up yesterday. As I said just now, still got work to do, I think. But I mean, sometimes his passing can be really poor. I mean, there was that chance when Kane should have scored when it was like virtually 2-on-1, and Dele squared it to Kane. I think if the pass was a bit better, I think Kane would have definitely had time to adjust himself and score. But yeah, I think the passing he needs to work on. But I mean, apart from that, he generally did well. He started taking on players as well. He was doubled up at one point, and then I just see him take on a couple more players. But yeah, he just looked like he had a bit more of a professional performance to the game. Still a bit slow. I think like he just needs to bust the gut from time to time. But apart from that, I can't really fault his performance. I think he did pretty well. Definitely stepped up, and hopefully now we can start seeing the old Dele once again. I think it will take a bit of time, but if he can start going in that direction, then yeah, we'll have hopefully we'll have the old Dele Alli back.
You used a good word there. You said professional, and I definitely saw that from him yesterday. I think he understood. Like, it's a funny expression, but he understood his assignment. He knew how big the game was. It was a game we had to get something from, really, after all these cancellations. We've got games in hand now. But one thing I saw from Dele yesterday, he had a lot of hunger. And there was a moment, I think it was in the second half, he really got stuck in, and we was all cheering him on. And I said to my dad, I'm never singing that Dele Alli song again. But I started singing We've Got Ali yesterday. My voice is still a bit croaky, but no, he thoroughly deserved his little standing ovation when he got substituted yesterday. A really good shift. I'm not sure who was to blame with the Dele and the Kane chance. Was it a bad pass, or did Kane not read it well? What did you think?
Well, as I said, I think it was generally a bad pass. I think it was just a weak pass. I think have a bit more power to it, and Kane gets to that all day long. But I think Dele should have had a go. I feel. Yeah. I think it just come to him too quick. But then again, he had that chance, that massive chance where where Alisson got his fingertip around the post. Fingertips it around the post there. I think that should have been a goal. that should have definitely been a goal. I think the informed Dele Alli scores that all day long.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just frustrating. But then I see it on the replay, and it generally was quite a good save. But yeah, I just think, look, I think we'll talk about goalkeepers in a sec, but I think with Alisson, obviously they've spent a lot of money on him. Liverpool, they spent £70 million on this goalkeeper, and the thing is, you want him to do stuff like that. I think I know he made that mistake yesterday for the equaliser, but generally speaking, he's a pretty good goalkeeper, But you want your goalkeepers to do that anyway. You want them to make the saves and all that. I think we've seen Lloris do it a few times in his Spurs career.
Yeah.
So, but I think any other goalkeeper, I think that does generally go in the back of the net. But yeah, but we just never seem to score like many past Liverpool, and I find that quite frustrating as well.
Yeah, we've always Liverpool's been that fixture when we never take our chances. But thankfully, yesterday we come away with something. I mean, the Bergwijn chance is going to haunt us for years, and the Sissoko chance when Van Dijk let him have the shot. But
that's it. Yeah.
Let's go through a few of the comments. Roy says a fantastic end-to-end game. Both teams giving everything. Better than watching City win by a cricket score if you're a neutral. I mean, yeah, City can be boring to watch at times. I think once they go 2-0 up, they can just pass you off the pitch.
Yeah, but with Sanity. Yeah, that's the one we could talk about. Tell the handball situation. What did you think of that? Was it? Do you think they should have gone to VAR for that one?
Well, I think for me, it's handball. He shouldn't stand because if that goes in the goal, they rule it out, don't they? Because it was like the next phase of play, it doesn't count.
Yeah,
handball.
I think that's how they saw it. Yeah, I think that's how they saw it. It was like so. I think initially they saw it as a accidental handball or ball to or his hands by his side. Yeah. And I think that's how they've seen it. And obviously after that incident, it falls to Lloris, and they've seen it that Lloris is giving it away. So therefore, yeah, like you said, the next phase. So, but I don't know. I mean, it's a strange one, really. I don't know. VAR was a funny one yesterday. It sort of didn't want to go to the decisions for Liverpool, but then again, it did. I said after that incident, I say, VAR just never seems to go to Liverpool. That's why they got the name Liverpool, LIVAR pool. Yeah, no. So, but I mean, I've had it quite easy with VAR Liverpool over the years. I've seen so many incidents where they've given them the benefit of the doubt so many times. I think there's been like a couple of offside goals that they've scored and never gotten a VAR. I mean, the Champions League final, for example, was a try one, wasn't it?
Bring it up, yeah.
Never went to VAR for that one. But you know what? That was a harsh decision, really harsh. But I just feel like it's the same old story with them, But I'll tell you another thing though about Salah. The first game, I think it was this season. He didn't have no shots on target yesterday, and also that's only his second game this season where he hasn't had a goal involvement.
Yeah. That's incredible. So yeah, we'll definitely come on to Ryan Sessegnon. We'll chat about his game yesterday. Let's talk a little bit more about Dele Alli. He's been linked with a move away from the club quite a lot this week. I'm not sure if you saw his Instagram post in the last hour, but he's put this up and he tagged him and son. When I say you're my brother, you're really my brother. So it looks like he's really understanding Spurs again and wants to be part of the team. What did you make of the Dele situation? Do you feel it was a chance? Do you think Conte put him in the shop window for January, or are you hoping Conte can get something out of him still?
Well, I hope it's the latter. I hope Conte does get something out of him. I've always liked Dele. When he came in for Milton Keynes, he was easily the best midfielder, and that's probably one of the reasons why we've never actually brought in a creative midfielder, because we had Dele. We had Dele as number 10 scoring goals. And that's probably why we've never invested in that, because they thought we was going to get this 19-year-old, they thought he was going to be 19 forever and play. But I think it's more of a case, if a decent offer does come in for Dele, if it's a genuine decent offer, like I'm talking 40, 50 million pounds, I think they're going to take it. I think, look, it's a profit. It is a profit. I mean, what was he for? I mean, everyone knows how much we paid for Dele. We sing the song every single week.
Yeah.
It only costs 5 mil. He's better than Ozil. But 5 mil. If you're selling for 20, 30 million pounds, it's still a profit. So, and we can easily get that price for him, But obviously, Levy won't do anything, won't sell on the cheap. Yeah. But he likes to bring players in on the cheap, typical Levy, that is. But no, I mean, We'll see. I don't know. I think Delhi still needs to prove himself, though. I think because it only takes another game for him to be really poor, and everyone says, "Yeah, put him up for sale again."
Yeah.
I think the real test for him would be West Ham. So I'll see how he does against West Ham, and if he continues to do on, then I think he buys himself a bit more time until the end of the season, like what Harry Winks has done.
Yeah. So it's such a strange scenario, isn't it? Because what Delhi can do, and you know what Winks could do, but we're just not seeing it enough. Now we've seen a glimpse of it. I mean, they have to perform next game. They have to. I don't think that'll be enough. That just this one game. I think this month or this week, this next couple of weeks, up to the end of January is pivotal for their careers. Really,
massive.
Jim did make a good point. He says yes, but if the ref had blown the whistle when Salah handled the ball, there would be no phase two, which is a good point. But we've seen that with when players are offside, but they've had the shot and then the ball's gone out for a corner, and then the team get the corner even if it was offside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think that happened to us yesterday as it goes.
Yeah. So
there was a situation where I think I don't know, it was Davies or someone got forward and they was actually offside from the pass, but the ref just gave the corner.
Yeah. So it's a tough one, but I think yesterday was one of them games where the ref made a mistake, and then he tried to even it up by making another mistake. And he was just kept going back and forth. So let's talk about Harry Winks then. Harry Winks, if you didn't know, he actually got voted man of the match on Tottenham Twitter. So was Winksy your man of the match yesterday?
Well, he done well. Definitely did well for sure. But he wasn't personally my man of the match. I actually put my man of the match down as Ryan Sessegnon. Yeah. Only because of the fact I think he did really well up against Salah. I mean, that was a real test in itself, having Salah there. But I just think he defended so well against him, kept him quiet at times, and I think gave him a bit of a frustrating match. I mean, like I just said earlier, only 2 matches where Salah has not been involved in either had a goal or an assist. Yeah. And this was only the second match. So, I mean, obviously for me, Sessegnon must have done something right. And got a lot of praise on Twitter, actually. Everyone was like, empty out your pockets, Sessegnon. Most Salah's in there. But no, I mean, it's good to see Sessegnon do so well. Again, I wasn't too sure about him. I mean, putting him up against Mo Salah before the game, I was like, my goodness, this boy has got a real challenge on his hand. But he took it well. And I think, what did he get? 80, 85 minutes under his belt. So this is clearly a player that Conte definitely rates. And he's still only young. He's still only, 21, 22?
21,
so if
21,
he can... still a young lad. So I feel like if he can keep improving and going forward and all that, we'll definitely we'll have a good player on our books for years, definitely. But I mean, fair play to Winks. He definitely deserved it. He just really got stuck in. He made that like midfield his. I mean, I think I said yesterday. Who was it? Liverpool had a 19-year-old lad. What was his name? Morgan. Morton. Sorry, Tyler Morton. Yeah, that was it. I mean, my God, if our midfield could not boss their midfield with a 19-year-old, then it's might as well give up. Might as well sell the whole midfield. But no, I think that could have helped it. I mean, Liverpool at their strongest against that starting 11. What do you think, Tel? Are they going to do the job, or was it going to be hard work?
I think a lot of people talk about Van Dijk, but I actually rate Henderson quite a lot in that midfield. He's a bit of a leader. I think even if it was Henderson and Morton, I think it could still would have been a tough game. But I think it was Keita and Milner wasn't as strong as it could be. I think Henderson was a big miss for him.
You got to think. I mean, some of the players that they missed was Thiago was missing. Fabinho was missing. Like you say, Henderson and all that. So I think I think strongest Liverpool sides, I think probably could have won that game yesterday, but they weren't at full strength, and neither was we. But I don't know. It was a strange one. I think with our full strength squad, I think we would have won that game with ease. But I don't know, a full strength Liverpool side. I mean, they're high flying, really good team, and like someone said, they are quite an exciting team to watch, definitely. But I think the squad they had, I think we just took advantage of it that it weren't their strongest team. So and obviously we've gone down to 10 men as well.
Yeah, but either way you look at it, this Tottenham team haven't played football for 2-3 weeks, and then they've turned up and played when, like I said, a few of them have had COVID and they've actually put in a really good performance. Even like we said, Skip and Lucas coming on, put in a real shift. And
the question is, did we have because we was rested for them weeks? Did we have the upper hand? Are we more rested, or was it a case of or Liverpool have played more football than us so far this season? Were they probably knackered, or was it generally because of the case that they weren't at full strength?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think I read somewhere about even the Burnley game when that got postponed. Tottenham had a double training session after the game or the next day, so you can tell Conte's been definitely putting them through their paces.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, this if this that starting 11 yesterday, if that was under any other manager like Nuno, Jose, even Ryan Mason, that team would have got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
I think, absolutely would have got destroyed. But you know what? If Conte can pick a team like that and they can perform well, it gives me a bit more confidence and more faith in the old squad. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, with Conte as the manager, it just gives us a bit more confidence, and we actually look forward to the next game now, which is against West Ham. So, I mean, if you can do well against Liverpool, then surely we can do well against West Ham.
Yeah, it's crazy. As soon as the game ended against Liverpool, I was like, when's the next one? West Ham. Can't wait for it. So I'm actually buzzing for a game of football again. I mean,
same.
It was only 45,000 on or yesterday, but still, it didn't feel like 45,000. The atmosphere was rocking yesterday, and can't wait to get back there again. Let's talk about Oliver Skip then. Oliver Skip, do you feel he retains his spot in the squad? Do you think he comes back in for West Ham?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely been one of our best players this season, and someone who's definitely always been on the team sheet week in, week out. And I feel like he definitely gets in the team against West Ham on Wednesday ahead of Ndombele. Funnily enough, I'd be happy with if Dele, Winks, and Skip can work well as a unit together. Then hopefully it can work. But it'd be interesting to see what team he puts out. I noticed Lo Celso was back on the bench yesterday. Obviously, wasn't used. But it's a funny one with Lo Celso. I think it's I don't know if Conte rates him or not. I can obviously tell players like Joe Rodon doesn't get a look in under Conte, so probably he'll head out on loan. There was a rumour I see on Twitter. I don't know if it was true or not, but maybe Lo Celso is looking for a loan move back to Real Betis.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. We'll talk about transfers later on in the show. Let's give a little mention to the missed chances yesterday. I mean, it was only a month ago when we were talking about Nuno's Tottenham can't get a shot on target. What do we go 4 or 5 games without a shot on target? And then that stat,
something crazy.
Completely forget about that stat now. And it's the same group of players. Where we battered Liverpool that first half. We really should have been 2-3-0 up.
We should have done.
What did you make of not only Harry Kane's goal, but what did you make of his celebration? I mean, a few people on Twitter saying they haven't seen that passion from Harry Kane celebrating a goal for years. Like he really looked like he celebrated that goal yesterday.
Yeah, that's a strange one. I don't know if it was more of a case he was relieved, because you've got to think he's only got one. Well, he's got 2 goals now in the league, and obviously by his standards, coming up to in December, that's it's really poor.
Yeah,
in Kane's eyes. But I think he's just more relieved about the fact that he's got a goal. I think that's what it more or less was, really. But yeah, when he does, I'd not really. I think something similar like that when he scored a goal was when he scored that belter against Arsenal when he went mad. He took his mask off. That's what that reminded me of. But it's a strange one with Kane. I think I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's a case of like I'm enjoying my football once again. I've scored a goal. Or is it a case of, look, Man City, I've scored. This is what I can do. But I don't know. I don't know what will happen with that. I mean, like I say, we're getting to chances a bit later, Till. But yeah, if he can, if he does stay and just get some more goals, then yeah, obviously it'd be wonderful for us, providing we get a backup striker as well. But I think with Kane, that celebration, maybe that speaks 1,000 words.
Yeah. So, and he was up. I mean, he must have been up for it, because for him to go for that tackle, Robertson, he doesn't. He's been half pressing lately, hasn't he, Kane? But
yeah,
coming for that tackle, he was right up for it yesterday, and
yeah.
he had a few chances, like we said, the one with the Daddy Alley pass. I think he had a header then in the second half as well. He could have scored there. So he definitely had a few chances, and at least he's in the box a lot more now. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yesterday. He didn't drop back as much, which is good. You know, I know he only dropped back because I think the midfield weren't performing, but I feel like the midfield are getting forward a lot more now. So obviously that's going to be healthy for players like Kane and Son.
Yeah.
So it's just really really good to see them all getting stuck in.
And moving on to Heung-min Son, I couldn't believe my eyes yesterday because Heung-min Son's goal, it was a Ben Davies forward pass to Harry Winks, who played a forward pass to Heung-min Son, and we scored.
Yeah.
Not often
I mean, yeah. I think the Liverpool goalkeeper upped us in that sense, though. But
yeah,
made a shocking mistake. He should. I mean, look, like I said, Alisson, £70 million goalkeeper. You've got to be doing better than that, surely. How many times have we seen goalkeeping cock-ups this season from top goalkeepers? You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get on. I mean, I'd like to get on to Hugo Lloris actually, but yeah. But I mean, I think that's the only reason why. Was it Winks gets the assist on that one? Does he or?
Yeah, he got the assist. I got Winks in my fantasy football team. That's how crazy I am. And you got the assist.
That's mad. And he got the assist. Wow, that's crazy. Well, that's mad. But yeah, should be doing better than that. But obviously, I mean, I'll take it. But I was pretty confident. Even when we went 2-1 down, I was pretty confident that we was going to equalise because it was just the way we was playing. I think Conte wasn't going to sit back and rest. He wanted us to get that second goal. He wanted us to get to get something from the game. But I think we just had a bit of stroke of luck there, really. But as I say, I'll take it. Yeah. And if it means we're going to score, then yeah, so be it.
Klopp did mention about Tottenham played with a 5-3-2 and then just kept hoofing it long to Kane and Son. I don't think that was true, but I definitely feel there was an outlet over the top of Matip and Conte. They couldn't handle it. And I think that's how they create a lot of chances over the top. And it did work quite well. It reminded me of how Arsenal used to play with Aubameyang, when Aubameyang used to run in from the left into the penalty area. And same with Vardy. I think Vardy did make that same type of run. And yes, what did you make of almost a different style of play? I mean, some of the pings as well from Eric Dyer yesterday was beautiful.
Yeah, they're getting better, I've noticed. Yeah, I think Sanchez was pinging them forward as well. But I noticed Alisson, again, done it once or twice. And, it'd be nice to see if Hugo Lloris could do such thing as well.
Yeah.
Just whip it forward and get the pace. But yeah, we've got the players to do it. I think I'll tell you what, if a player like Lucas Moura, if he played yesterday, I think we could have done some serious damage to their defence. It wasn't their strongest, definitely not. I know the fullbacks in Trent and Robertson are proper good players going forward, but yeah, I think Matip and Conte definitely struggled. They definitely missed that Van Dijk vibe, and obviously you got Fabinho, who's a holding mid for them as well, who obviously they missed as well. But yeah, I think when they do take off, then yeah, they're just brilliant to watch. And we could have had a couple of goals from them from that style of play as well.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, it wasn't only the performance; there was a bit of an identity around the team. It wasn't passing backwards and sideways for the sake of it. I'm not sure what Winks' pass conversion was, but at least he did go forward. And the option of playing the safe ball to Højbjerg wasn't there because Winks was technically playing in Højbjerg's position. He's the most defensive one out of Ndombele and Dele. So, but yeah, really impressive Harry Winks yesterday. I've got a few more comments. I thought Conte done well with the subs, helped us maintain the energy levels without affecting the team. 100% agree. I think the only thing that affected Tottenham yesterday was, or affected the match, was the red card. I think Tsimikas come on and then Liverpool took Mane off. It almost killed the game a little bit. And I think Liverpool stopped going forward as much, didn't they? I think they were happy to get a draw and not lose the game.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think when you go down to 10 men, it just leaves your team a bit exposed. But we I think that was the case when you go down like that. You just got to play it simple. But I don't know. I think the way Liverpool play, they're capable of getting a goal or two, even with 10 men. They're that sort of team. But then obviously I thought Just be a bit careful. I know we've got the man advantage here, but Liverpool are that sort of team that could do that to upset the opposition, even with 10 men. But yeah, just to see the game out and get a draw, I was happy. I said before the game started, I'll be happy with a draw. And to be fair, I'm not disappointed. I mean, gutted we couldn't finish off our chances and get a win, but at the same time, it's a draw against a high-flying Liverpool team, and that's what we need to take into account. And for me, it's a good result. It's a really good result. So and the performance as well was decent. So I feel like it was a good result and a good performance all round. So yeah, it's definitely I see the Twitter timeline as well looks a bit more positive. Everyone's like I say, just looking forward to the next game and just looking forward to this management under Conte now. So it's just looking a lot more rosier, much more rosier.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, you summed it up again there really well. So let's move on then to the Conference League. It's officially announced today we have been eliminated from the Europa Conference League. Hopefully we won't return to that competition again.
God, no.
What did you make of the decision, and are you happy about it? Just tell me your thoughts overall.
Bit of a harsh one, I think. I think it was a harsh one. I think we should have had the chance to reschedule it and play it. But at the same time, I said last week I wouldn't be too bothered if we was out of it anyway. It just doesn't live up to the standards of not even the Europa League. You know, it just really does not live up to that standard. I mean, obviously, the Champions League for me is untouchable. You could bring out another European competition, and it just wouldn't even touch the sides. But yeah, that Europa Conference League, the players just didn't look interested. I don't think the managers were interested in it either. I know many of you might say, but it's a trophy, and obviously it's a chance to win some silverware. And but look, get into the Europa League. But look, I feel like we're capable of getting Europa League through the Premier League. But no, it's not where we want to be. It just doesn't stick out, that competition. I don't know what you think, Tel, but for me, nah, I didn't really enjoy it. I'll be honest with you.
I'm in two minds. I was hoping to go far in the competition, but sometimes it was embarrassing, like some of the stadiums we're playing in, and 5:45 kickoffs and in weird countries. It was a bit of a mess. A bit of a mess in the end, and there's nothing more I want than to see Spurs win a trophy. And I think when you think about it, for Spurs to win an FA Cup, I'd take an FA Cup over a Conference League.
Look, to win the FA Cup, it only takes 6 matches.
Yeah,
something like that. Europa Conference League, it takes. I mean, if you was to play from a qualifier, which we did up until the final, that's 19 matches. That's half a season.
And we had this playoff. We had to play a playoff to get into the last 32, is it? Or
yeah. So there's another 2 matches there.
So it was never ending, that competition. And I think when you look at it from a neutral point of view, it was just a money grab from UEFA in the end. There's more televised rights from BT and all that. And yeah, I think a lot of the money's going into UEFA's pocket at the end of the day. But
I was going to say that Europa Conference League had Satanta Sport vibes.
Yeah, it did.
Satanta Sports, blimey, that's a blast from the past. That is.
I remember when we was talking about the Channel 5 days when it was Pat Nevin.
Yeah, that was it. Oh my goodness! I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind it on Channel 5 again. At least you could watch it without paying a subscription on BT.
Yeah, I think John Barnes used to commentate at one point. I remember John Barnes.
I remember it used to be Jonathan Pearce used to do it.
Yeah, the robot was.
And then that was yeah, that was it. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. It was a bit of a carry on, really, but it was just an excuse to have free football on the telly, I guess. And I suppose that was the perks of not being in the Champions League, because they used to have a game on ITV, and then the rest would be on Sky.
Yeah, I know. I think even the Europa or UEFA Cup days, even that was ITV4. I think that was Sam Matterface commentating. So he's moved up in the world now, Sam Matterface.
Yeah, he's done all right.
Games. But yeah, so no more Conference League for us. I mean, hopefully we won't ever be in it again and be back in the big time. So I was going to say the good and bads of it. So the I mean, it writes itself the good side and bad side of being out of the competition. We did get Morecambe in the FA Cup. What did you make of the draw? I think the lowest ranked side left, maybe.
What Morecambe? No, I think there's Chesterfield. Chelsea got Chesterfield. Chesterfield are non-league side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the draw?
Yeah, it's a good draw. I think for Morecambe, yeah, obviously it'd be a good draw for them as well. They get like a day out down in London. They get a visit to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So yeah, I think having a home draw as well, I think is nice. But for the away fans, yeah, something for them to look forward to. And but it's nice to have. I feel like we don't get them that often. You know, lower league teams at home in the third rounds. I remember going to a home match. Well, say a home match at Wembley Stadium when we had AFC Wimbledon at home.
I remember that. Yeah.
Or at Wembley. Yeah, I was at that one. But yeah, I feel like it's just nice to to get lower league teams, and as I say, that they'll be up for it. It'll be a nice day out for them. But I feel like this is a game where we can use some youngsters. You know, players like Mark Andy hopefully can play. Dane Scarlett, Devine, and a couple of others, and Harvey White, Noel John. You know, hopefully we get to see them. But but again, obviously get the job done first, and go through to the next rounds.
Well, maybe we'll have a signing by then. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, could have a new signing by then. January transfer market window only opens in a couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, I think the Morecambe game's on the 9th of December. So there's a bit of time. Oh, January, sorry. 9th of January.
9th of January, yeah.
There's a bit of time, and I think Conte will be someone. He won't want to wait till deadline day. I'm sure he'll want something.
Oh, God, no. I wouldn't say so. No, I think... well, let's see. I mean, I wrote up a little small list, actually, of the players who I think could possibly come in and that. But I've done this on a video last week, but I've obviously never posted it. But don't worry, it's not the end of the world. We can talk about it today if you want. Yeah. Some of the players I spoke about, there might be one player who could possibly come in on deadline day, but this is just an opinion. There's no rumours on this, and I reckon it's that Hassam Aouar from Lyon. Yeah. I feel like if anything, he could be a deadline day signing. But obviously, players like I don't know, I'm just going off the top of my head here. Players are, I don't know, let's say Antonio Rudiger. I reckon that'd be a player he'd want to bring in soon if he was to go for a player like him.
I think that's going to be a complicated one, maybe to do with agents and stuff. We've come into it a bit now with transfer talk, so we'll stay with transfer talk now, and then we'll talk about West Ham in about 5-10 minutes. So with the transfer talk, the only player I've seen has been linked with lately is Insigne. What have you made of that rumor?
Insigne, was he the Napoli player? Is he
Napoli? Yeah, left winger. I think 5'3".
Yeah. Was he? Blimey, really? I don't know. I don't really know a lot about Insigne. I think he's a winger. Did you say? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, do we need him?
Yeah, for me, a lot of people are hyped up about him, but I think the real deal is that Chiesa. If we're going to go for an Italian winger, I want Chiesa. He looks
Chiesa. Yeah, he looks a good player. Yeah, bringing someone like him. I mean, are we going to go in for? I reckon one player we could probably make a cheeky bid for in January is Adama Traore from Wolves.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I've looked at after watching that Liverpool game. A lot of our attacks were down the left. Emerson, he ran up the pitch to an extent, but there was nothing really there. Like not much end product, to be honest with you. Adam says need a creative midfielder, someone to take a decent free kick. I mean, the obvious one there is like James Ward-Prowse, but I'm not sure if he's good enough.
I don't know if he's that creative player we're looking for, really. I think one player who I mentioned last week, I'll probably take Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, I think with the Lingard situation and the Van der Beek, I think that Rangnick's going to try and keep hold of him now, give him a fresh opportunity. One player,
I reckon so,
is Martial's going to be leaving. So, but I don't reckon that's a Tottenham type of player or a Conte type of player now.
No, there was. Well, let's go on to strikers. I mean, there was two strikers. These are realistic strikers. I mean, I could mention a player like Vlahovic, but I don't think it'll come in January. I think if anything, it'd be a summer move. And the two players I think we could go for in January. And for me, this is very realistic, by the way. One of the players would be Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
I feel that'd be a great player with Kane, even as a backup. I think he's a good player. Scores goals, English as well, homegrown. So for me, I feel like that's one player. And the second player, this would be an interesting one, Tel. Mitrovic from Fulham.
It's a bold one, that one. Yeah, I can see what.
But do you know what? He's one of them strikers. He's got a bit of aggression to him. You know, he's and he does the job. We've seen him do it before when he played for Fulham in the Premier League and obviously played for Newcastle as well. He does do the job. A bit of a hot-headed player though, but even just as a backup, I reckon if a team like us come in, like, you know, in like top 7, top 8 side came in and said like we want to buy Mitrovic, he wouldn't say no because it's an automatic, it's a quick path to the Premier League for him. I mean, he wouldn't go to. I don't think he'd go for like Burnley, Norwich, Leeds because they're fighting relegation.
He's already done Newcastle already, isn't he? So
yeah. I was going to say Newcastle, but yeah, he's been to Newcastle. I don't think they'd have him back, but I think Newcastle, with their money, are probably thinking bigger. But I'm just thinking of more realistic signings, like backup striker as well. But I think with Mitrovic, he would definitely consider a move in January to a team who's, you know, thinking like, you know, Europe. That's the sort of team he would be looking for. He wouldn't, like I said, Burnley, you know, these are the teams in relegation battle. He wouldn't want to go. He's got more chance playing in the Premier League with Fulham. Yeah, exactly. So, but I feel like if we went in for him, I reckon he would say yeah. And like I said, it's just a quick path for him to the Premier League in January. And he's already got like 20 odd goals in the season. Yeah, absolutely flying.
Adam says Eriksen back on short-term deal. What have you made of the Eriksen situation?
It's sad, really.
I don't think the Premier League will let him in, if I'm being honest.
No, I don't think they would. They wouldn't let Mwamba back in. It's a strange one. I don't. I mean, yeah, if he was, I suppose if he never had his incident at the Euros there, then take him back all day long. But I don't know. I can't say. I don't. Like you said, I don't think the Premier League would allow it. If the Italian Serie A ain't going to allow it, I don't think we will either. So, but it's sad, really. I think I'd have him back all day long.
I mean, we had the Eriksen scenario, and we had Aguero retire in the week with his heart problems.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a crazy world we're living in right now.
I know. Aguero and Eriksen had to. Well, Aguero retires, and I think Eriksen could be on the verge of retiring all in the same week.
I think Eriksen could end up back at like an Ajax, and if he's not allowed to play for Ajax, I don't know. I think he will call it a day. I can't see him.
I think if anything, he'll probably go back to Denmark.
Yeah,
I'll play for one of his local teams.
Copenhagen,
yeah, I think he could play for. Or you know, there's some decent teams in Denmark. Actually, I feel like he could probably get a spell there.
Adam also said Vidal. We spoke about Vidal yesterday at the game. For me, I said Vidal. You don't really know how good he is because he always plays for like the best teams in the world. And it's a bit like when Schweinsteiger come to United. I think he realised he weren't ready for the Prem, especially at his age. So Vidal's a weird one. I'm not sure if he could keep up with the pace of the game. What did you think about Vidal? Good player on his day, but he was playing for the best clubs in the world with the best.
Yeah, he is a good player, Vidal. But yeah, like you said, Tel, I mean, this is the Premier League. It's a different kettle of fish here. It's a tough league. I remember that time when Cambiasso went to Leicester, and that was an example. Cambiasso, and he was a free agent as well, and just really poor, really like didn't live up to the standard. I think he got a few goals for Leicester, but
I think they got relegated, didn't they?
No, I think they. I don't know if they got relegated. They was in a relegation battle actually. Yeah. They weren't. They survived on the last few matches and that, but yeah, they was in a relegation battle, and I don't know. I just don't think it'd be the same. I mean, it could be. I don't know, but I wouldn't sign him for silly money though. I don't know. See, one player I would have gone for would have been that Pjanic. You know, the one who played for Barca.
Yeah.
That was one player I rate, and I think he's got a good free kick on him as well. So I think Pjanic, considering his age, I think is still a quality player, and that's one player I would have liked to have seen play for Spurs.
Laska's joined the chat. Laska said, "What are we talking about?
Where you been for the past hour?"
He has apologised for coming late, so fair play to him for coming into the stream. We have been away for a couple of weeks because of COVID.
Yeah, we have to be fair.
think Lass was the one that said about the COVID outbreak, but we couldn't.
Yeah,
really
he was.
So yeah, Lass knows his stuff. Adam says put in a bid for Maddison. I feel like Maddison does fit Tottenham really well as well.
I said this. You know the video I sent to you, Tel. If you watch that, yeah, I actually do mention James Maddison. Yeah. And I feel not now. I feel like he's picked up his form now, so he's going to be getting into the team. But beginning of the season, I think they were listening to offers for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to it. Another one getting distracted with boohoo deals, wasn't he, Maddison?
Yeah, something crazy like that. But I mentioned Maddison as well, and I think he would be a realistic signing. This is another one as well, Tel. You remember for Norwich, Todd Cantwell? We was linked with him a number of times. Do you know he's a free agent in the summer?
That's weird, isn't it? That is really weird.
And this is one lad who played out of his skin week in, week out for Norwich, and he was a good player. He played with a bit of aggression. Yeah. And we thought, he could have been, if he signed for Spurs, he could have been the better version of Harry Winks. But he's barely played for Norwich from this season. He's been on the bench. I think when we played Norwich a few weeks back, he was an unused sub.
Yeah, I don't think he played. It was like Adam Midar.
Nah, really strange. But this lad was like the star boy for Norwich. And
they sold Buendia, so there's even more chance for Cantwell to play. And he hasn't.
Yeah, but he just hasn't played. I mean, would you take Cantwell on a free, or even in January?
Not really. I want someone to come straight into the first 11. Really, I want a ready-made player now. I don't know who, but like I said, I'll take it. I've definitely taken the Dharma Traore. Lask says. Sorry, mate. I like what
go on.
I saw All or Nothing of Juventus. He was brilliant. I've not seen that one yet, but I've heard Paratici is quite good in that All or Nothing documentary.
Oh, is he in that? I ain't seen it yet, but I didn't know they'd done an All or Nothing for Juventus.
Yeah, so another one on Amazon Prime. I've not watched any of them apart from Sunderland Till I Die. I think that's the only one I've watched. You watched any of these documentaries?
No, I watched the Spurs one for a bit when Mourinho was there. But I just thought he got a bit cheesy after a while, so I couldn't really watch it. But I got the gist of it anyway. It was like Steve Hitchens said he hated the January transfer market. And I remember Levy just looking at him as if to say, like, you absolute idiots. You're not meant to say that. Now Tottenham fans are going to think we don't spend.
and then we signed Gedson Fernandez, and no one knew what position he plays. That was the highlight of it. Getting Fernandez, misses that penalty against Norwich. And that was his highlight. That was his highlights, Gedson. Adam's off for the night. Thanks for joining the chat ads tonight. Good to have you on. Good to see you yesterday.
Cheers, Ad.
So we've got about 10 minutes left. Let's talk about West Ham on Wednesday night. Are you up for the cup? How do you feel about the game on Wednesday? A lot more confident now?
Yeah, definitely. I think when the draw was made, we still had Nuno in charge, and it was just one fixture I just did not fancy. Yeah, I just think, of all the teams, I just want to avoid West Ham. But now things are looking a bit more rosier, as I say. So I feel like now this is a game that Conte will take seriously. But for West Ham, now they are flying at the minute. They're doing pretty well. I can't remember what they got in their last game. Actually, they lost it. Did they lose or
postponed? I think
the last game they played.
I knew they drew 0-0 at Burnley.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. I knew they didn't win. They drew 0-0 with Burnley. Obviously, a bit of a frustrating match for their fans. But yeah, it's a strange one because every time we play West Ham, they're just always up for it. They're always well and truly up for it.
Especially at our ground. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just so annoying. It is really annoying. But I just really want to get the job done against them. We have to win. We have to really do well. But I think we can. I feel like a few months back when Nuno was in charge, I'd have said no. I don't really didn't fancy the fixture at all. But now that we've got new manager, I mean, they could be dreading it themselves. West Ham, they can see we've got a new manager and all that, and playing pretty decent as well. So I don't know. It could all change. There'd definitely be dramas as well on the terraces.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
They like a ruck, don't they? Yeah.
Team news for the game. They've got a bit of an injury crisis at the back. Aaron Cresswell's out. Ben Johnson's apparently out. Ryan Fredericks is also out. Their only fit fullback is Masuaku and Sufal. So I'm not sure how they're going to line up. And then Ogbonna and Zuma are also out. So
Oh, wow. Okay. So,
it'll be Craig Wilson and maybe like
yeah.
Declan Rice at centre back, maybe. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they're going to line up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure either. Can't think who their other defenders are now. They've got another one. Ogbonna, I don't know the centre back. So they've got a bit of a crisis at the back, but I mean, even like in like the midfield, they're still in the attack. They're pretty decent. But yeah, I think But again, if and what I've noticed as well, when we're due to play these teams, they always have a bit of an injury crisis. I mean, when it was Burnley, they had about 5 or 6 players out, postponed because of the snow. When it was Brighton, they had about 9 players out.
Brighton. I completely forgot we was meant to play Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Leicester was the same. They didn't have no centre backs at all. They only had full backs.
Who's that? Yeah. What was it? Evans, Soyuncu, Fofana.
Yeah, that was all out. Yeah.
And Marty was the standing centre back, and he was out.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I think that Hamza Chowdhury can play centre back as well. But yeah, it was just going to be makeshifts.
Yeah, I think Jim says lost against Runners 2-0. I think the West Ham lose to Arsenal the other day.
Yeah, sounds about right. I think they did play. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, that was about a week.
It was a dodgy
Thursday, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? I think
it was last Thursday, and they were really poor. West Ham, they were really poor. I spoke to a couple of Arsenal fans. They just said they couldn't believe how poor West Ham were, because considering the season that they've had. So could be the start where they could fade.
That says Conte will definitely win either Carabao or FA Cup this season. I am very confident. Well, Lash, you seem to know your stuff. In the competition, I mean, if we get through, it's going to be a tough draw, whoever we get, and it's going to be. Yeah. It looks like it's going to be 2 legs. So let's hope for Sunderland.
You got to think now. I mean, if we beat West Ham, the 4 other teams who could play: Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool. I mean, I can't remember the last time I actually saw a Carabao Cup draw being that tough.
No. Well, I mean, last year the semis we had Brentford, didn't we?
Yeah.
City in the final. So the draws have been all right for us. Last year we have Chelsea in round 3, the first round. Oh, no, Orient.
Yeah. Orient to have Orient, but
then Chelsea.
They had a COVID outbreak. Yeah, Chelsea beat them on penalties, and then Stoke. Was it Stoke?
Yeah, Stoke away. I think Bale scored, didn't he? A little flip. George says, "Is Kane getting back on form and playing higher? Conte would have gone by the time we're in the semi." I don't think so. We should. We should get through. Really, we should get through. I don't want to jinx it. Who would you like to see, Gaz, on Wednesday? Who would you like to see line up for us?
Line up. Well, I think he should go pretty strong, Conte. So obviously, Lloris in goal.
You think he'll play Lloris? I mean, maybe Galini being out with COVID does do us a favour. Maybe he does stick with Lloris.
Yeah. I mean, this Galini guy, I can't really, to be honest, I can't see Galini staying past the end of the season. I'll be honest with you. I think he will go back to Atalanta. I just don't. For a backup, I think it's poor. I think we should just go for Sam Johnston as a backup, as a free agent in the summer.
And the homegrown.
I'll tell you what, one goalkeeper I'd consider would be Ajax goalkeeper Andre Onana.
I think he's gone now. I think he's agreed a deal with Inter.
Oh, is he? Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that. But I know that he was banned. He was banned and for a whole year. And I think if he was to sign him, we could have got a good price on him. But going back to the team, I think Lloris in goal, Emerson Royale. I think keep the back 3 the same: Dyer, Sanchez, and Davis. Who comes in? Reguilon, Sessegnon. Isn't it?
Who we got the weekend? We've got Palace at home. Probably will be Reguilon. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't want to. You don't want to rush Sessegnon now, do you? You don't want to play it. Give him.
No, you got to think he's been out for a long time. He's had injuries early in his career as well. So I think just play it easy. But if he's getting 90 minutes, we're starting to get 90 minutes now, and be doing good. Doing good, and Sessegnon will be a top player for us. In the middle, I'd like to see Skip. I think him up against Declan Rice and Souček would be vital. If Højbjerg's fit, then all well and good. If not, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Harry Winks.
Yeah, it's a weird world we live in. One player two players I don't want to see. I don't want to see Doherty, and I don't want to see Lo Celso. I really don't. I just don't think it's the type of game for him. I mean,
no, definitely not.
I've put the title of tonight's episode is Conte a magician. Like I think he is a magician for what he's got out of Dyer and Davis alone, let alone these bonus performances from Harry Winks and Dele Alli. It's just unheard of. I thought there was nothing left to get out of these players, like nothing at all. I thought,
same.
The very last drop, and then I thought Mourinho got the very, very last bit out of Dele, and now there's still that little bit left in some of these players. That little bit, you know.
It just shows the right manager brings out the best of these players, and they probably just haven't had the right manager since Pochettino left. I think they need a bit of Pochettino. They're obviously used to the Pochettino vibes, and I think Conte is replicating that. If not, he's doing it better because these players look like they want to play for the club again and for the manager.
Yeah, no, definitely. We say it a lot, don't we? We say about how passionate Conte is on the touchline. It's chalk and cheese with Nuno with his arms crossed. You know, I thought it didn't look like Nuno ever wanted to be there, even in the press conferences. He didn't tell you nothing, did he?
I think it's probably just too big of a move for him. I think like with Nuno, I think he got an opportunity to manage a big team, and he saw that in Tottenham. He said, "I'd love to give it a go." He gave it a go. He gave it a bash, but obviously it just never worked. I don't think the players appreciated the appointment. They just done what they could. But with Conte, I think it just shows that Levy's showing a bit of ambition. Bit of ambition with a manager like Conte. He's a winner. You know, every club he goes to, he wins, and he does. He puts in pumps in life with some of these players, especially with Dele, Winks, and just need to get a tune out of Ndombele. So that's the next challenge, I think, for Conte now, just getting a tune out of Ndombele. Can it happen? Will it happen?
Yeah, that is the one. I think that's the thing with Ndombele. To be fair, with Ndombele, sometimes when he comes off the bench, he actually does all right because we're out sometimes lacking in the past. So it's a weird one with Ndombele. Lass says, when I saw Winks and Dele in the lineup, I knew we lost, but they just shocked the world. So like we said, really good performance from both of them. And like you said about the Sam Johnston, he will boost our homegrown numbers. A lot of people saying sell, like even us, we've said sell Winks, sell Dele, but that would be two homegrown players we're losing. You know, so we need to make sure that quota is eligible for European football and the Premier League. So let's wrap it up then with your prediction for Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think we'll get the job done. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win.
3-1. I mean, we've seen a lot of red cards at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We had the 2 against Vitesse, and we had Andrew Robertson. So that's 3 red cards in a couple of weeks. Kane could have been off yesterday. Yeah. So, and now this is going to be a feisty one on Wednesday. I reckon so. I reckon there'll be some red cards. Probably a red card to Declan Rice, I reckon. He'll lose his head next. I'll go Craig Dawson. So they're only centre back. But I think that just about wraps it up. I was going to preview Palace, but it's so difficult to preview these games with the COVID situation. So, I mean, and we, even West Ham, touch wood, it goes ahead, but it could not. We could get another bad test results tomorrow. And so, I'm not sure how it's going to go, but let's hope the games go ahead Wednesday and on Sunday on Boxing Day. But should we wrap it up there, Gaz? Yeah, I think we're done for the night anyway. We're done. This is our last stream before Christmas, actually. Yeah, so, exactly. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. I hope everyone has a lovely Christmas and gets loads of lovely Spurs presents. So hopefully the missus gets you something nice, Gaz. I don't know. I don't think it'll be anything Spurs related. I doubt it, but we'll see. Yeah, and hopefully get nice bit of grub as well. Nice turkey. Yeah, and a nice trip to the semi-final. Hopefully with Sunderland. Yeah, it'd be lovely. Yeah, nice. Nice early Christmas present there for Spurs fans. So. But it's going to be a tough one Wednesday, but I think we can get the job done. Yeah, let's hope so. Anyway, guys, thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure you're back in next week, Monday night, 9 p.m. Until then, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. See you later, boys. And have a nice Christmas. See you later.